What's going on, everyone? So in today's video, you guys already know I'm bringing you guys a epic duel video, and this duel video is gonna be domain monarchs versus the meta, pretty much. So when it came down to me versus out the meta, I asked you guys on the community tab, what decks you guys want to see me face domain monarchs against, and I got a lot of different answers. So what I did, I went to locals and found players who were willing to duel with me on camera, and I was able to get enough footage to make a 30-minute video of epic duels for you guys. So the decks that you guys are gonna see Monarchs face off against is gonna be 60 card Lightsworn. I'm gonna have a match against Trick Stars, and I'm also gonna have a match against Pendulum Magicians. So as a disclaimer though, there are a lot of mistakes being made in this video because for one, I am at locals, and typically at locals, a lot of us make mistakes. We play test, we play error, but that's how we all get better. And also in my Trickstar game, I made a big mistake that you guys have noticed in the game, and I bring it up during the rewatching of the video. And I pretty much kind of cheated my opponent, but with that being said, I did mention in the video he did ended up winning that duel anyway. So me cheating in that one mistake I made does not matter that much, but I did learn from my mistake, so I won't make the same mistake in the future and ruin myself at future events. So yeah. Smash the like button and enjoy the video. Without further ado, let's begin. Alright guys, so in this first duel, like I already told you, I'm going to be playing a 60 card Lightsworn. So my opponent won the die roll. He went first and he's going for his Lone Fire plays. Sorry for the bad angling. I thought I had a good angle on the table, but I do record it with my cell phone. I do all my videos with my cell phone. So as you guys can see, his searching is pretty much blocked off. And I figured he was going to go for the that Scorpion card, and luckily I had the Veiler. And I'm telling you guys, Effect Veiler is clutch. Because he paid for the cost for the one Scorpio card that allows you to special summon a monster from your deck, and the monster they bring out allows you to add a fusion card, like Brilliant Fusion, to your deck. And pretty much this game goes by pretty much fast because he pretty much just into his turn. He had no follow-up plays, and I just had the tenacity. And luckily, he did not have an Ash Blossom at that point. And yes, you guys are probably thinking, well, maybe he didn't play the Ash Blossom. And yes, he was playing Ash Blossom. This was in my locals at Nearman Games in Chicago, and my locals is very competitive. And especially since the Ash Blossom got reprinted, he definitely had the Ash Blossom. So I tenacity to Pantheism. I did have a dead Primary in hand to draw two. And I drew a pretty solid two. I believe I drew a Stormforth in my hand. I wish I had a better angle. Might try to record these with different angles. So I'd use Pantheism Banish Effect to reveal 3 domains, because I figure at this point I better domain him fast and start comboing off. Or if I don't, he's gonna be in a good position to, kick my butt pretty much, because you guys know the deck is domain monarchs. The whole point is to domain. So I bring out the the one guy that allows you to get an additional normal summon when you tribute by giving your opponent a token, which is pretty broken, because if you didn't get a token, you OTK. And I just went for the Erebus with the return play, because Erebus is gonna go ahead and get rid of his Scorpio, allow me to actually no, I'm gonna use Erebus to Picard to his hand, because I figured, actually I forgot, honestly speaking, that the token was on the board. So I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and rip a card out of his hand to reduce his resources, and just smack him with about 2,600 damage, I believe. So yeah, smack him with about 2,600 damage, I believe. Just make it quick, or something like that. So I searched out Return Monarchs to grab my Aether. Some of these guys' names are very easy to forget, if I do say so myself. And I debated going into the additional tribute summon, because you guys know I could have, but I couldn't OTK, so I decided to save it for a follow-up play just in case he tries something goofy. I could have used my Aether in hand to tribute off my Erebus by banishing a Monarch card to bring out my Karas to pop and disrupt the plays we have. And I did have Stormforth on my field, so I can also, if you guys do not know, that our rookies to Monarchs, you can change Stormforth in your opponent's turn, banish Stormforth for Aether ability, and if it's a monster that's eligible to use the effect of tributing, you're good to go. And honestly, this game is pretty quick because I go in phase prime, draw for my turn. And I'm debating, do I just want to storm forth him and try to kill him? I'm like, I'll just dig to my drag. I'll go to lure. I mean, I'm in a winning position right now. All he could do is just mill his deck and pass. And honestly speaking, that glow bulb was looking pretty sexy. And I can imagine if I didn't have domain and locked him out, he could have just did some crazy combos with the glow bulb. But I'm like, I'm just gonna go balls to the walls and go all out because there's no point of playing reserve when I got the advantage and I got the hand advantage because I did eat some of his hand turn 1 with Erebus, which is pretty cool. So I'm debating what I want to do. Just sitting here, do I want to Stormforth? Do I not want Stormforth? I decided Stormforth because I'm like, let me go ahead and try to go for OTK and just try to push some heavy damage. And actually, I remember I did do Prime Monarch in phase as well. So I'm like, what? I do have an OTK. I'll just put Prime Monarch in attack mode, bring out another Erebus. And you see right here, I'm just debating, do I want to bring out a Karaz and try to draw? And I'm like, Chris, what are you doing? You have the game. Don't mess it up. So I tend to mess up games a lot, and I'm like, okay, prime attack token, and hit you for 8,400 damage on board. Pretty good, pretty sweet, pretty powerful, if I do say so myself. Yeah, I'm pretty cool dude. He watches my channel. Yeah, usually I know there's a lot of people who watch my channel and showing to my locals a lot recently. So shout outs to you guys for supporting my locals, and yeah. And we were just talking about I don't think we knew it was a game. Oh, he had the I thought it was a game at that point, but he did have the deck card that when he takes damage he comes back. They had a deck Clown Blade card, but yeah, it was still GG number. Alright, so the next duel right here. Okay, I want a preference. I cheated my opponent on accident, and I did not realize it until now. So bad rulings. This is why locals need judges. I went for the Eidos to get the additional normal summon, and he Ghost Ogre. I'm like, okay, I still get my additional tribute summon for the turn, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I just go ahead and banish Eidos out of the graveyard to bring out Idea, get that summon. And to make a long story short, you guys are gonna see in a quick second, I tribute summon twice, and I was only supposed to get one tribute summon. It blew over both of our heads because I was reading cards and he was reading cards. And honestly speaking, sometimes when you're playing in locals, you're gonna make mistakes like that, which is why it's very critical to not outright accuse people of trying to cheat and outright just play through your hands so fast, because you might make mistakes that can get you DQ'd depending on what event you're in. But because when you're thinking about trying to win, especially if you're coming off a loss like me, for right now I'm playing against Trick Stars, and he completely wrecked me game 1. And it wasn't because he just he's a good player, but it wasn't just because he just outright outplayed everything I did. He literally crapped on my hand with Trickstar Reincarnation and banished all of my good cards, and it was GG over. I couldn't do anything, and I couldn't recover from that because it's like he got me out of my good hand and then bricked me. And I also will preference I'm only doing one game per deck. Reason being, I can't fit 3 matches into the video because the video will probably be like 2 to 3 hours long, especially going based off of real time from locals. And in this game right here, I did win, but he did get me game 3. I did tell him I remember to mention that he got me game 3, and he gave me my my first loss of that day. And my first 2 duels, the last duel I did yesterday, which is on Monday, March 19th. And then these duels are from the most recent Thursday, which I believe was the 18th. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. So this duel right here is from last week, and the last duel you guys are gonna see against Pendulums was from yesterday, which is Monday my time. So you guys see I did tribute for the Karaz. I popped 2, draw 2, and I was thinking I get an extra normal summon, so what am I waiting for? And this, once again, this is an illegal play. I was not supposed to get the additional normal summon. I completely tweaked because I thought legit. Cause you know how the reason what really got me tweaking, because I wasted my summon when I normal summon Eidos for the first time, and when I banished out the Eidos in the graveyard to get its effect to bring out the light one Idea to get its effect to bring out Eidos. Typically when you do special summon Idea and Eidos both in the same turn, you get the 2 tribute summons because you didn't use your normal summon yet. So yeah, luckily I didn't beat my opponent because I would have felt bad for winning in such a crappy way. I really hate rewatching my games and find errors. But I wanted to show it to you guys because we keep it raw, uncut. We all make mistakes, and all you can really do is move on from them pretty much. Then not to mention too, it happens to everybody. And if you watch somebody or someone says they never cheated on an accident or they never made a mistake during a game, they're BSing. But anyway, long story short, you guys probably want to hear about all that negativity. So I did bring out Erebus and try to do some damage, and I believe I did put in a little bit of damage, and I passed for my turn. I wish this angle was not so bad. The angles will get better, guys, in future duels. I promise you that. The angle right now is just horrid, and it's really irking my nerves just to look at this right now. Yeah, so I had the Erebus, and we're just passing right now. Passing time. He's deciding what he's going to do. He's looking through his extra deck. He doesn't know what he's going to do. So he decides to go for the Eater Million guy, the one that you manage like 5 monsters out of your extra deck, and he gains 100 for each one banish. But when he battles a guy, he banishes them immediately. The reason why he's good, especially in Trick Stars, because sometimes they have issues against decks like Monarchs where they have a big beefy monster they can't get over. So initially, you wanna just try to just start doing damage. And he plays this one Trick Star card. I do not remember what it does to save my life. I don't believe it did much. I think it was like more of a combo piece. He did mention to me that he was trying out something that wasn't as that was more unique for Trick Stars. So his build was not the traditional build, but Trick Stars is Trick Stars, and it's definitely something that can beat any deck when it comes down to playing and doing what you got to do pretty much. So on my turn, I draw for my turn, and I'm just deciding on what I want to do at this point. And I did, my hand was stacked. I had Domain on the board. If you guys wondering why I was revealing, I did play the Domain, and I kept revealing for Domain for I can tribute. And I'm gonna go ahead and Monarch Storm without that Eater card because that Eater card is too powerful, and it really craps on me, especially because it gets rid of my big beaters. And yeah, there's not much I can do when he does that. And he did the Ash Blossom on my Erebus, which sucked. So Ash Blossom, the card that can stop 1,000,000 cards. He craps on Erebus and Ether, which when you're trying to get their effects, you have to send to the graveyard. So I just decided to run over his try to run over his one guy, and he had the effect value. So at this point, I'm just like, oh my god, I am getting sauced right now for you cool kids out there who like to use these cool words. He drew for his turn, set 1 and passed. I'm like, okay, I just draw for my turn. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, I have Erebus effect Engrave, which is what I believe I do. No, I actually use Eidos Engrave to bring about Idea, special summon out Eidos. So the thing about Idea and Eidos, once you get them set up, Monarchs can just go off and just wreck people's day. Just go ahead and spam into the field and get those free summons for the turn. It's just too good not to do. Too good not to do. So I believe I'm gonna activate Erebus Engrave. Actually, no, I don't activate Erebus Engrave. I guess I just revealed for my third Erebus my hand to try to get the effect, and I chain, add back Pantheism, and then I'm gonna send to return that back row card, because you always want to return back row when you're playing against an opponent. Like, you never know what the back row is. Like, you know what the monster is, and I know sometimes it's tempting to get rid of the monster, but if he had a Mirror Force or something that has to be activated during battle phase, I know it rarely happens nowadays, but it's always better just to get rid of the unknown card, because you never know what people was thinking. It may even be a bluff Pot of Desires, and that Pot of Desires may just get them the victory for that said duel. So I'm just checking his graveyard right now to see what he has to do. And I'm sitting on a Domain and the Erebus in my hand, and he just drew his turn, set 1, pass. And I'm like, okay, let me check my deck. And I'm going to activate Erebus in graveyard by sending Pantheism to add Erebus back to my hand. Now, thinking about it, I probably could have added Karaz, but I felt like I might as well just go ahead and spam out Erebus and just start using his effect. I could just keep getting rid of his cards, like from his hand, his back row, even his graveyard. Erebus doesn't target, it just shuffles, which is so powerful in today's meta, because you do have decks like Cosmos that are protected by stuff that targets, and the fact that we have cards that technically target but don't target, even though it's ridiculous in my personal opinion, it's good that we have cards like that that can just help you just get there. So right now I'm just sitting on 2 fat Erebuses. I'm one probably dark hole away from losing, and he just plays his Trickstar card and pass. In my opinion, I believe I was thinking he's probably sitting on a Honest, because that's pretty much the only way. And he wasn't, and he just was trying to bluff, and I ended up getting that duel. But like I said, he did wind up getting me in game 2. No, sorry, game 3. So this duel right here, I'm playing against another subscriber of mine yesterday. Pretty cool guy. He game 1 just pretty much was really fast. He pretty much ended on his board, and I'm like, he had like an 8-minute turn. I'm like, not gonna show all that, and I pretty much scooped it up after I lured. Not much I can do here. He had the Vortex Dragon negating any and everything I wanted to try to do. So you guys can see I scooped it up and we went to game 2. So yeah, man. The thing about the Pendulum Magician matchup, or depending on what variant you're playing, like my buddy here from locals, he was playing the Magician Dragon build with the Odd Eyes and those magical Magateer cards or whatever their name is that can negate monster effects and spells. So he's playing more of a uniquer build, I can say, or he's playing more of the theory crafted build a lot of players were thinking about playing, which is really good against rogue decks, but apparently it's not, according to him, it's not that great against the actual Pendulum, more consistent version of Pendulum decks. But it's still pretty good for what it was. Like making a board, he made that board of Odd Eyes consistently. And as you guys can see right here in this duel, I actually did get the entire match of this one because I was gonna try to get another game, like record a duel against ABC, but that deck ABC I just couldn't find somebody to play test against. A lot of people were busy, and honestly, sometimes I just want to chill out at locals. I don't want to record all day. So, not to mention too, like our first game took forever. So I'm like, let's just do the whole match and throw it as like the main event for my video. So I opened up pretty solid going first. Idea Idols, he didn't have the Ash Blossom or the Ghost Ogre, luckily. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring out Majesty's Fiend. My hand was not that good with the domain, and I had it prime, and I just passed. I'm like, yeah, there's not much I can do. More than likely, he can probably get me. And the thing is, Majesty's Fiend, the thing I like about him, he pretty much craps on a lot of the Pendulum cards, like the Poison Magician and the other one, the one that have the monster effects. Yeah, he shut those off, like, because they have their monster effects that try to activate. And Majesty's Fiend says, nah, you can't activate that. No, not today. So yeah, like I said, the Magician, not the Magician, the Odd Eyes Pendulum deck is so consistent because they have like 1,001 cards that searches like Odd Eyes is, and they have a lot of stuff. As you're gonna see right here, he's gonna do a ton of searching, like a ton of searching. And I'm just like, well, I hope I can sit on my Majesty's Fiend and be good. But what eventually is gonna happen is you guys are gonna see, he's gonna be able to Pendulum summon it and just go over it. Now, Vanity's Fiend may or may not have been optimum against this version of the deck, because in his build he has a lot of beefy monsters and a lot of hard summons that with a lot of attack. So he has to Pendulum summon to try to run over Majesty's Fiend. But in the standard Pendulum Magician deck, where they all run low cost monsters but they have powerful effects, Majesty's Fiend puts in work. Trust me, guys, on that one. I'm probably gonna try to get some actual regular Pendulum Magician builds, battles in soon, but I wanted to show you guys how good this deck could be against a Pendulum deck. And yeah, this deck is like, the Pendulum deck right here, like I said, it's just nutty. I'm just gonna keep repeating myself because it's that good, in my personal opinion. So he goes for the one guy with his other Magician card. Like, I don't know none of their names, by the way, so bear with me, guys. You guys can comment how terrible I am at Yu-Gi-Oh in the comment section down below. And if you guys have listened to this long already, hit that subscribe button for more. I do pretty much daily content here and there. Don't forget to check out my domain Monarch deck profile after you watch this video, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. So he has his that one card that pops the Pendulum Scales to search out an Odd Eyes from the deck, and he also protects the Odd Eye Scales. And he also have the other searching card, Summoner's Art, which allows you to get a normal Pendulum card. So like I said, his turn is pretty much consistently of a lot of searching, which is pretty good because you want to make sure you get your turn right and know what you're gonna do. And not to mention too, this wasn't an official tournament match like my first 2 duels were. This is a side duel, but since he did say he was a subscriber of mine, so he said he was a little nervous, which is all cool. I completely understand. There's no point of being nervous though. I'm just a regular duelist like you guys out here. So he goes for the pendulum summon and bring out 2 beefy monsters. I'm like, yeah, Majesty's Fiend is not gonna do much right now, and I'm just in a bad situation. And I'm just like, he's just gonna run over my little Majesty's Fiend. I don't even gain the 800 when he battles me. Shame on me. So I'm like, okay. But I did have Idea and Idols in Graveyard, and I believe he ends his turn. No, he set a skills, can't destroy. He uses one of his effects. No, he uses Ice effect to get out that one little card right there that does something. I can't remember his name to save my life. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, it's a pendulum card. I ain't even paying attention to reading it. I'm like, okay, it's an Odd Eyes card that allows you to make your scale pretty dope, like what you're supposed to do with the deck, at least. And he, brings out that guy that can negate effects. And I'm just reading it like, okay, this is cool. This is cool, you know. Getting gay with kids is here, you know. If you guys don't know, that's a South Park reference. So don't just like, what the dude just say? But yeah, South Park is an awesome show. So I'm like, I'll go for the Lure of Darkness. Draw 2, banish Erebus, and because I did have another Erebus in hand, so I was actually lucky because I think I allured into 2 Erebus. So I go for the Idols banish to bring out the Idea. And I believe right there when I paused, he was telling me he could have extended his play, but he made a play error. He decided not to go into his Electromite Magician, which could have extended his board. And I'm like, oh, my bad, you can go back. He said, nah, just continue your turn. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, he did say he could have extended his play. So I go for Erebus, and now I do get an extra normal summon. I don't think I'm gonna use it though. I'm just gonna send to return that Sky Iris off the board, because usually, for whatever reason, when I play against Pendulums, if I don't get rid of Sky Iris, I'm pretty much in a sticky situation where they're just gonna keep popping their resources and searching, and they get a lot of destruction effects. I'm like, I ain't got time for this dude. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that get rid of the Sky Iris, and I'm gonna be in a good position. So I believe I'm just debating, do I want to get rid of Sky Iris? Do I not want to get rid of Sky Iris? Do I want to get rid of Monster? I mean, I couldn't OTK him anyway. I'm like, yeah, I just get rid of Sky Iris. I just want my first man, because I'm like, that's protecting his board. Even though if it protects his scales, it can add him resources and help him pendulum summon. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that Sky Iris, because it's definitely something I don't want to run into for a future. So I banished the Pantheism from my graveyard to go ahead and search my deck to reveal the 3. And my goal, I believe, is to get a Monarch, the one Monarch card that allows you to search through your deck. I can't think of the name right now to save my freaking life. I call myself a YouTuber, right? So I'm just thinking, okay, which ones am I gonna reveal for my homeboy? And I'm like, okay, which one? Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal Return. Yeah, Return. Return is the card I was thinking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and reveal. Let me see. I'm still thinking Return. I'm like, there's nothing better I should get, so I'm just gonna go ahead and reveal those 3 returns. Play it. And I believe I just play it and pass. Honestly speaking. Yeah, because I have Return. I have a Prime in my hand, and there's not really much I can do outside of if he does get rid of my Erebus, I can just come right back by sending the card in my hand to the graveyard, tribute summoning, and then doing a lot of searching and extending my plays. So I ran over that one guy that does something, and he uses Scales ability. I believe this effect activates when it's destroyed. It adds to your deck, to your hands, to the field. I completely forgot. Like I said, like a lot of these new decks, I be forgetting what they do, because every card has like 1,001 effects nowadays. So it's like kind of hard to remember every little thing about every single card. So bear with me, guys, once again. So yeah, he searches out an Odd Eyes monster and places it on the board. I think it was one of the weaker Odd Eyes monsters, but you can use it to help make your Vortex Dragon, which allows you to make some good resource plays. Fun fact, I actually lost against this version against a different duelist a few tournaments ago. I believe I was using my hero deck at the time, and he just completely struck me because he kept gaining resources. So yeah, that was pretty. I think it was the same player actually. I got Shrek like badly, like really, really bad. And if you guys don't know what getting Shrek mean, like Shrek the Ogre Shrek, check out what's that video called once again? Check out it's a Shrek video. I can't think of the name right now. Oh, Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. Check it out. So all you gotta do is YouTube Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life, and he scooped up game 2 because he realized he couldn't out domain in Arabic because my Arabic is too beefy for his odd eyes, which is unusual. Right now we're just discussing the duel and how it went, and just talking about just random stuff. You know, it's catching up. We see each other at locals here and there, so I'm doing my famous POW shuffle. You know, I believe in POW shuffling. Best way to shuffle your deck. I can't do a clump shuffle to save my life. I mean, it kind of just makes card sticks, and power shuffling, honestly speaking, and even when you're at Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds, they make you power shuffle because it's literally the best way to make sure your deck's gonna be good for the duel. And so Zach decided to power shuffle as well because we're going into game 3, and he's trying to Shrek me real bad. So I'm just debating on what I'm gonna do till my time, and rocking my nice work button up, the clean blue button up with the nice MetaMats playmat. Check out my homie MetaMats are awesome playmats. So I'm just shuffling my deck, and yeah, we're just deciding to go into game 3. So I believe he decided to go first because he knows if I open up domain and he doesn't have it out, it's GG. And I opened the effect Veiler, and I do play Ash Blossom in this build. I just didn't open it once this game. In some of my other matches, I did open Ash Blossom off camera. So yeah, man. The reason why I do want to post my a lot of more duel videos off topic real fast, because I want to show you guys how like locals go down and what really happens at locals, and how I typically go about my playtesting process, because honestly speaking, I don't really have a group to play with. And, you know, going to locals and playing is the best way for me at the moment, because I don't really like playing online. Like, I get bored really fast. I'd rather drink and, like, watch a Netflix movie or something. So, I like being interactive at locals and local scene, which is why playtesting at locals for me is better. And plus, I don't really need to playtest that much, especially when I'm playing a degenerate deck like Monarchs, which is also another reason why I play a degenerate deck, because I don't have time. So he goes for the Electromite, and I'm like, yeah, try that to the deck. Nope. And Veiler shuts that down, which is one of the reasons why Veiler is a good card. And he just goes, okay, Allure Darkness. Because if I didn't have that Veiler, he could have started making crazy combo plays and put me in a bad situation. I'd be a bad panda. Some bad Mortys on this side of town. If you guys are the fans of Rick and Morty, I love that show. Check out Rick and Morty. Not sponsored, of course. So he goes for his Sky Iris, pops the scale, brings out that one guy whose name I can't, who will remain nameless, and like, okay, now he's deciding on what he's gonna want to do. He's debating, places in his scale. And I have that 6 Thornforce in my hand, so I ain't worried about nothing. And he does have the ability to pendulum summon, but remember his Electromite did kind of Veiler and Electromite did hurt him. And at this point, we're discussing, does Electromite, is it his effect or is it his cost to destroy stuff? We were asking around at locals. I was calling people just to get a clear ruling. And I was told by one of my local brethren that everything that Electromite does is part of the effect, so you cannot destroy. If this is wrong, also let me know in the comment section down below, because once again, this is just play testing to help everyone get better. So if you guys see mistakes in this duel, don't take them to the heart. Oh my god, you guys suck, you guys make a bunch of mistakes, blah 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 blah. Because you will get people like that in videos, which is so stupid, because it's like, dude, it's play testing for a reason, you know. This is not high level YCS level events where people technically shouldn't be play erroring, but it happens anyway. Play erroring is gonna happen at all levels. So anyone who's complaining in the comment section down below right now if the ruling is wrong or ruling is right, or if something else in this video was just bad because you think somebody played wrong, you guys have to realize that everyone is not going to do everything 100% perfect 100% of the time. You guys have to understand, from a spectator standpoint, you're going to be able to notice mistakes a lot easier than you would if you were sitting in the hot seat. Like, everyone will tell you this. Same thing goes for basketball, same goes for football. It's easy to say XYZ player did this wrong, but it's even but it's even harder to say that when you're actually doing it. So anyway, back to Yu-Gi-Oh. He's doing his pendulum thing, and he's still on his first turn, debating on how he wants to end this field. And like I said, Veiler and Electromite is so strong, guys, right now. So if you guys are not running Effect Veiler in your main deck like you should, I highly recommend it. Because remember, Ash Blossom cannot stop Electromite effect, because his effect goes based on his entire text. And he just ended his turn and passed. I believe he's only playing one Electromite, so he couldn't do much anyway, because he only has one at the moment. So I'm like, okay, cool. Go for Idea. Go for Erebus. No, not Erebus. Eidos, I'm sorry. And I'm in a good position, because I'm just going to start going off from here. So let's see. I believe I go for the... Oh, Monarch Stormforce, even better. Now, he does have another reason why he didn't go for another Electromite, because he has those two guys up, and the two guys up who name remains nameless right now, who I can't think of. I think they're Mythical Beast or something like that. They have the ability, so when I activate a spell card, they get 2 counters. You can remove 2 counters from them to negate a monster effect. So at this point, I was debating, okay, which one do I want to get rid of? And the obvious answer was to get rid of one of them. So I got rid of that one. I activated his effect, and I was debating what I should do. And he was thinking, which one are you gonna do, Chris? What are you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know. And it went down to the whole point of both of those guys. If I activate a spell card, they can negate. And I was like, hold on, why would I do that? I'm just gonna go ahead and tribute and save my Stormforce, so that way you won't be able to negate my monster effects. So I have to activate spell cards in order for them to gain spell counters. So while they are good, they're easy to play around. And yeah, because I almost just made a big misplanning. And if this was a tournament, I would have got waxed because I was not paying attention whatsoever. Yeah, so I just decided, instead of, he let me get the take back, so which is cool. I decided just to go for Ether and crash over those guys with Ether and Erebus, because I can't have the effect negation. Because if you think about Monarchs, they're a very powerful deck, but once you start negating the effects, it's pretty much over. And if you guys did not know, I'm gonna go into main phase 2 now. I'm gonna go ahead and banish that Pantheism. He has 1 card in his hand, by the way. And I believe I'm going to go ahead and search out Domain. I forget how I search. I believe I either go Tenacity, I go 3 domains. But I know for a fact I just go for, I grab Domain. He is going to scoop up the match, because he's going to draw for his turn and realize once again he can't play out of Domain. So yeah, man, Domain Monarchs, let's talk about it for a minute. It's a great deck. It's a solid deck. It's the best deck, honestly speaking, from playtesting. No. Is it a fun deck that can get you there? Yes. Could it get you a regional top? Yes. I believe it can if you have the Ash Blossoms and you play test right and you side deck right. Currently working on my side deck. A lot of major questions people might be asking right now towards the end of the video. What happens to the Kaijus? After playtesting the Kaiju build, I have determined that the Kaijus are not as good as they used to be, as they once were in the when Kaijus was hot back in when I first made the Kaiju deck. So I had to scrap them for a more pure, refined Domain Monarch build. And pretty much this is like version 2.0, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to refine it again, because I'm loving the deck and the way it plays. It just sucks because I like the deck because it can play without Domain, because with the spamming to the field and the OTKs and the big monsters. But it does suck when they start negating your monster effects, because you pretty much end your turn if they Veiler you or Ash Blossom you. So that's the only thing. So if you can avoid those, like when every return call to the grave or whatever, that quick play spell that pretty much the hand chart negator come out, this deck is going to be pretty solid. So yeah, man, like I said, post your thoughts and opinions about this video in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't. This is Innovation YGL, and I'm signing out. Enjoy the rest of the Duel video, and peace.